What's up guys, Super Secret Agent coming at you with another online battle. Alright, this is one that I played just last night. I played as the Greenskins again. But this time I was up against the Empire. So, my army. So I brought 4 Black Orcs as my the core of my army, along with Biggins on the flanks to deal with cavalry. I brought some Goblin Big Bosses, of course, to support them. Goblin Big Bosses are they're a very great value, in my opinion. They always seem to do quite well for the amount of money you pay for them. They can do pretty well against enemy heroes for quite a good price. I mean, these guys only cost 500 gold each, so it's almost a no-brainer to pick them. So I brought a War Boss on a War Boar, along with some Boar Boy Biggins, who are anti-large. I brought the Hammer of Gork, who I misplaced over here. I should have put it right there. That's where I wanted it, but I hit start battle before I did that. So kind of a dumb move on me. I brought the Mangy Marauders here, who I forward deployed over here, but they got ran off, of course, by the General of the Empire. But as you can see here, they were able to get a little bit of damage done with their armor-piercing missiles. Alrighty, now my opponent has brought a line of great swords, 4 of them. He's brought a couple of handgunners. Now he's brought a couple of spearmen to protect the rear of his lines. Over here he has some Empire Knights, and I believe he has an Empire Captain here, who I didn't actually see until later in the game. So what I'm going to try and do here is I want to engage these Empire Knights, because the Boar Boy Biggins will do quite well. As you can see, Hammer of Gork just wrecking this this great sword here. I also brought the Rusty Arrows, if I didn't mention that already, and they are firing on this handgunner to keep it from destroying this Black Orc unit. Unfortunately, I only brought 1 skirmisher, so this other handgunner is free to fire at the moment, as he so pleases. But what's curious is, oh wait, never mind. Anyway, we're going to engage these great swords in the center here. This warrior priest, which he brought, is going to help this great sword that he has right here. Right over here, the great sword that was getting attacked by my Hammer of Gork is going to start to take some damage. I'm going to try and engage these Empire Knights here, who are going to try and charge my Black Orcs, but their charge gets kind of misses a little bit, but my Biggins are going to chase them off here. They're going to want to run and get out of there as quickly as possible. His spearmen are chasing me off over here. Over on this flank, his greatswords are going to start fighting my Biggins over here, and they'll do pretty well, that's for sure. It's not the fight that I really want my Biggins to be into, but they'll do okay. General of the Empire chased off my Mangy Marauders over there, who I've mismicroed, and they got attacked. However, he is going to engage and do a rear charge on my Black Orcs. And I am just going to pile in at this point and try and keep him in this fight, because my Black Orcs will be able to do quite a bit of damage to him with their armor piercing and whatnot. And I also got my Big Boss in here doing some poison damage and all that. Since he's a duelist, he'll do well. Over here, I want to get my Boar Boy Biggins into the fight now. I really need to. So I'm going to take out this greatsword unit here. Over here, he's going to rout one of my Big Bosses, and his cavalry is going to wrap up this Biggin over here as well. Looks like his infantry actually is going to run them off. Over here, we're just finishing up these great swords. He's going to send in his cavalry at my Biggins, though. Kind of a mistake, in my opinion, since my Biggins are anti-large. Royal Altar of Griffites will do quite well. However, they're fairly damaged. And not to mention the Empire Knights. They don't have any sort of bonus to help them out against my Biggins, so my Biggins are going to be a direct counter to them. These great swords are going to try and get back into the fight here. I'm trying to reactivate some units as well. These handgunners are going to come back for a second. The other handgunner I was finally able to shut down with my Big Boss, which is great. Over here we're doing quite a bit of damage to this warrior priest. He needs to get out of this fight. He has a little lane here that he could take advantage of, but my opponent is busy elsewhere. Just gonna charge in these great swords. They're not as good as the Black Orcs one-on-one, but they are in better health right now. Over here, he's gonna run off my Rusty Heirs, who are just very tired, and so they're just, you know, they're gonna get caught. They're short legs, guys, short legs. Hammer of Gork just has been able to fire the entire game. I don't know if my opponent just absolutely forgot about it or what, but anyway. Over here, Mangy Marauders are going to start firing on these Empire Knights who are trying to destroy this Black Orc. Over here, I'm going to pull out my Biggins because I don't want them in a fight with these Spearmen. It's not really worth it for me since they have anti-large. They'll be able to do some damage to them. Yeah, so these Rusty Heirs are out of commission now. Black Orcs coming back into the fight. Unfortunately, some Empire Knights are going to catch them. And they're going to do a double charge here from both sides, and that's the end of them. Over here, his units have routed the rest of my infantry corps here. So I'm going to send in my Boar Boy Biggins. You can hear I'm just command after command. Like, I really want to get them into this fight right now. I really need to. So we're going to go after this Empire Captain, and we're going to engage the Royal Altdorf Griffites. Such a cool unit. I love Demon Griff Knights, one of my favorite cavalry units. Them and Blood Knights are probably my favorites. Over here you can see my war boss in a duel with this Empire Captain here. I've got Wa going on right now, I believe. Or no, actually I don't have Wa going on. I think I do pop Wa here at some point. And he has some buffs coming in from the Runesmith who we didn't actually route off the field of battle, so that's huge for him. This General of the Empire is still flying around, giving some leadership bonuses and melee defense bonuses, which he needs right now desperately. Mangy Marauders coming back, firing into the back of this fight, and they'll do well. However, my opponent is about to have a breakthrough here. He's gonna charge into my Orc War Boss with his General of the Empire, who's gonna cause some a leadership deficit on my War Boss. My War Boss is gonna rout, and at this point, it would really change the power bar if he's able to get this War Boss off the field of battle. So he's gonna try and chase him off with his General. Unfortunately for him, though, my General comes back, or my War Boss comes back at the last second here before he charges in, and that's it. So at that point, his army breaks, and I'm able to come away with the victory. So yeah, it was a really fun one. It was a pretty close one. I mean, up until the very end there, it could have gone either way. You know, we were both making he was making a lot of good moves with his units, and he was keeping my Biggins away from the fight with the Spearmen at the end there. So he was really making some key moves, and I think it was just kind of a battle of attrition at that point. I think my heroes did better, and my infantry kind of held out a little bit longer. And yeah, so it was a really fun battle. Let's look at the end screen here. So as we can see here, Black Orc's doing quite well. You know, that's over 200, let's see, 115, almost 200 kills there, maybe more, between them. Biggins, you know, one of them did pretty well. I think they got into a Empire Knight at some point. One of his great swords did quite well, a couple of them did okay, but overall, the Black Orcs were able to come away with it against them. His handgunners were able to do quite a bit of damage to a couple of my Black Orcs. Overall, we were able to shut them down with the Rusty Arrows, as you can see here. Most of those were on the handgunner unit that they were firing on, so yeah, they did quite well. Biggins did quite well against those Empire Knights in that one fight, so I think that's where most of those kills came from. But yeah, so I was glad that I brought them, and I'm glad I put the XP on them. That probably helps their leadership just a little bit. Anyway, Hammer of Gork came in clutch as well. I guess placing it off in the middle of nowhere kind of helped me in a way, because he didn't really focus on it too much. So anyway, Roy Altdorf Griffiths did well for him, which they should, considering how much they cost. Look at these spearmen, very high kill count. Anyway, 666 troops deployed by the Greenskins. What a surprise. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for this episode. This is Super Secret Agent, signing out.